Ser issegwu edizzjoni ta' Kellymni, il-podcast ta' Gwida li hu miġjub lilkom minn Renault Malta, Burger King, Welby's Supermarket, l-Awtorità għall-Ambjent u r-Risorsi, Valletta Glass, Positive Parenting Malta.
Welby's.mt, your favourite online supermarket. Free delivery on orders of €65 or more.
Mela, l-unika waħda li t-tim tal-produzzjoni kollha kemm aħna għadna rridu nġibu għalura u l-unika persuna li xtaqna nġibu lura hija Yazmin.
Back for part 2. No. 1 year later.
Fil-fatt konna din ngħidu qabel ma bdejna din ngħidu aħna qisu sena ilu.
Mela.
2026 kienet naħseb sena fejn int
Nissa nikteb ktib naħseb fuq 2026 biex I'm back for part 2.
U 2026 jiena u inti għamilna konna ambassadors għal miscarriage leave u high five.
Eżatt.
Irnexxinna. U int xar wara erġajt inqbad ila.
Yes, eżatt, f'Mejju.
F'Mejju. U kont lesta sejra Ibiza.
Mela fil-ħodu, għamil test fil-ħodu. Ma konċ qed inħossni, I was pregnant this time, għala volja we were trying again, obviously, it was my 30th birthday. U qed imħan għamil test fil-ħodu, qabel ma mur Ibiza, obviously, it was a hen strip, ġifiri konna ħani xorbu, so qed taħjar nkun safe u nagħmel test fil-ħodu. U ġi positive.
X'inhu l-ewwel sib li għaddilek, Jaz?
I mean, ħafna ħsibijiet, ovvjament kont vera ferħana, kont naqa nervuża in the sense li ovvjament kelli l-miscarriage qabel, ġifiri ħanaraw xajġi din id-darba. Kont ħansifer, kiet ma kienx id-dar, kien il-ġim, ġifiri ma tantx kienet, pjanata bil-video. So kif għamilt l-ewwel darba, it was very quick. I was very happy, ovvjament.
Imma peress li ovvjament nafu li maddejt kellek din il-vuċi dejjem tgħidlek isma' attenta jew kont taffiġa u tajt
lelek, it was there definitely. Dejjem tibqa' naħseb anka qabel ma jkollok miscarriage jisa tkun naqrem dik il-vuċi, imma naħseb dak il-ferħ tal-ewwel test qabel ma tkun għaddejt minn xejn. It's still different. It's innocent, jisek. Ma tantx tkun temmen li jistgħu jiġru lilek daw l-affarijiet, imma jiġru ħafna, ġifieri. Speċjalment dis-sena sirna nafu kemm jiġru, anke meta konna qed nagħmlu l-miscarriage leave u hekk.
Kemm tinduna li kull min tkellem għadda minn miscarriage.
Naħseb sena ilu ma kontx aware ta' kemm hi xi ħaġa li tiġri.
Nagħmlu fast forward għal dik il-ġurnata li infaqalet l-ilma. Fej xkont qed tagħmel, x'kien l-ewwel ħsieb, kemm kellek xhur?
Mela 18 weeks.
18 weeks.
Biss, ġifieri kemm jiġu xhur?
18 weeks.
Fin-nofs, 5 months? 5 months? Laqas naħseb. Kważi. So it was only in the middle of my pregnancy, ġifieri kien fadalli ħafna. Kont id-dar, kont waħdi fuq is-sufan, just a normal day, ġifieri, naħseb kont qed nagħmel xi xogħol fuq il-mobile u ħassejt ilma nieżel. U ovvjament indunajt li mhix xi ħaġa normali u mill-ewwel moħħi mar dan l-ilma, it's my amniotic fluid. Mill-ewwel jisni indunajt li id-dat tal-volja qatt ma kont rajt li jista' jiġrilek hekk, ma kellix idea. Moħħi mill-ewwel qal baby ma tistax issalva mingħajr ilma. So I was already
panic.
Diġà għamilta fatta jiena, ċempilt il-kit, ovvjament, ġi għalija, morna għand il-gajni dak il-ħin stess, u sakemm wasalna nibki. I was already telling myself li we're going to lose her again. She's an awful year. It's crazy, u għax ovvjament tibda tħossok terġa' tiġrili, we're further along, ġifieri ħatkun għar din darba, ġifieri laqqas xi ħaġa li diġà għamilt ħatkun għar. U mbagħad wasalna għand il-gajni, ċekjani kien hemm ilma ġewwa, ġifieri di wkoll ma kontx naf eżatt kif x'qed jiġri. Ma konniex nafu, ġifieri ma sajniex nikkonfermaw mill-ewwel li kien infaqa l-ilma. Ma mort l-isptar biex niċċekkja, x'ovvjament għalli aħjar tmur l-isptar ħalli jekk infaqalek l-ilma għandek bżonn tieħu l-antibiotics u jista' jkun li ħatwelled daqt. Mort l-isptar, huma stess ukoll ma kinux ċerti jekk infaqalix l-ilma jew le, għax ilma ġewwa kelli. Ġifieri fuq l-iskan kienet juri li għandi biżejjed, imma kelli l-ilma ħireġ. Mbagħad jagħmlu test insomma biex jaraw jekk hux amniotic fluid jew le. U għamilna żammewni għall-observation u għamilna jisu 2 days maħniex 100% ċerti jekk hux l-ilma jew le, jew forsi xi infection, they were testing insomma biex jaraw
Kif għextom dawk il-jumej?
Askun taf li għattejx. U inti tibda tara it-tobba jkunu anka kif kunet ħarsulek, kif kunet jispjegawlek u hekk. This is not something that people usually survive or babies usually survive, ġifieri ma tantx ikun qed jagħmlulek koraġġ ovvjament għax is-soltu meta jinfaqlek l-ilma you go into labor in a few hours. 2 days max. Ġifieri jisom diġà kienu qed jippreparawni għalhekk. So tibda tipprepara li jekk innifsek mentalment tibda tgħid okay, terġa' tiġri, it's gonna be worse. Għalfejn terġa' tiġri, għalfejn. So they were very, very scary. Those like first 2 days.
U inti qatt kont smajt biha? P-prom?
Le, għat. Ma konx naf li jista' jinfaqalek l-ilma daqshekk kmieni. Ma tantx tiġri wkoll jinfaqalek daqshekk kmieni bħal 18 weeks għax jiġri li tiġri ma tkun.
Ismani, jiena fittixt li tikkomplika 3% tat-tqala.
Eżatt.
U li jekk jinfaqalek l-ilma qabel 23 ġimgħa u inti kellek 18 weeks, 26% biss tal-babies jgħixu.
Mela. U soltu tkun later, mhux daqshekk kmieni. Naf daw kollha rajthom ovvjament.
Għax kweta bdejt tagħmel ir-riċerka bdejt. Mela.
Iva.
Għalulek li għandek X'ridt inti f'dawk il-mumenti ta' wara? Iktar informazzjoni, silenzju li xi ħadd juħsibek. Naf li social media kienet parti kbira tal-vjaġġ tiegħek ukoll. X'kont tieħu minna li qed tgħidilna x'in kont waħla wkoll. Yazmin. Kif enitek?
Ara dak il-ħin l-ewwel ħaġa li tagħmel tibda tfittex dawn in-numri, what are my odds. You try to hold on to something, to grasp anything that's going to give you hope. The thing is li ma tantx hemm, għax ma tantx hemm success stories.
No.
The odds are not great. It-tobba jgħidulek that the odds are not great fil-fatt l-iktar ħaġa li tibqa' timbrata ġo maħi li qaluli. Issa this was at 23 weeks, ġifieri laqqas qabel. The odds are all against you. Dik vera tibqa' ġo moħħi. But it was the truth, ġifieri mhux xi ħaġa li qaluli li qed jgħidu ħażin. The odds were totally against us. And this was many weeks in, ġifieri jaħseb wara 18 weeks l-odds kif kienu, ma tantx kien hemm odds. Imma bdejt infittex stejjer minn barra ovvjament għax locally ma tantx kont naf nies li kellhom u li salvaw ovvjament. Meta ktibt fuq social media li għadha l-isptar that I have PPROM, kont għat jekk xi ħadd għadda minna, please għajduli imma nixtieq stejjer ta' kuraġġ u pożittivi biss. U mbagħad bejt ngħid min jaf kemm hawn nies li għaddew minna u they don't have a positive story at the end of it. Dawk ma nafx kemm hemm minnhom fil-verità.
Kidbulek nies?
Le.
Wow.
I think there was only one, I think, actually.
Kif ħassejtek?
Le, sorry, għax naħseb ma fimtekx. Ma kitbulix nies, ġifieri negative ħadd ma qalli.
Le, kitbulek nies b'stejjer pożittivi.
Iva, sorry. Ma fimtekx.
Imma kien hemm min infaqalu l-ilma kmieni daqshekk.
Le, diki. So isu ma kien hemm ħadd li
għax jiena infaqali l-ilma ma 35 weeks.
Eżatt. So fil-fatt meta kont nibda naqra il-message ta' xi ħadd kien jibdek, fimt? Jiena kelli PPROM infaqali ta' 33 weeks. Okay. I mean, it's very helpful xorta imma
baħar jaqsam.
So
għax il-baby ġo fik jiena anke ta' 35 ma rridux iweldu li jiena qalu li jekk nistgħu nżommu kawwek 6 ġimgħat u l-baby nħalluk ġo fik 6 ġimgħat ħanħalluh jiġifieri konti ta' 35 għax il-baby jikber aħseb wara ta' 18 ġimgħa.
Yes, the main goal huwa li jżomm il-baby ġewwa.
Kemm jista' jkun?
Anke mingħajr ilma. X'jiena kont ngħidilhom jekk jitlaq kollu l-ilma. Jiena dejjem kien fadal li ftit. Fil-bidu kont qed ngħidlek kien għandi meta tħadd l-isptar u mbagħad beda nieżel. So aħna nkollu nagħmlu l-scans u naraw jgħidu l-AFI, it's like a measurement sa kemm għandek ilma ġewwa. Bdejna minn 10, nżilna 5, 4, jerġa' jitla' 6 because the body also regenerates water. Okay. The baby regenerates water. Dik xi ħaġa li żommok naqra hopeful ukoll tara li the baby is producing water as well. Imma you are constantly leaking as well, ġifieri. And it's not always relevant, ġifieri jista' jkollok ġimgħa li qed ikollok leaks kbar, imma it's not relevant to how much water you're losing għax skont kemm qed jiġġenera mal-ajru ukoll.
Ġifieri literalment
you are in the dark the whole time.
Literalment kontu tmorru l-isptar u lotterija.
Literalment. Jisu kelli scan li niċċekkjaw l-ilma once a week, so jisu during that week.
Kif kont tgħix dik il-ġimgħa? In the unknown.
Kienet spiċċat jisa mhux rutina, ma it was like a cycle, week by week. So jisu kien ikolli scan on Wednesday. Tuesday kont nagħlaq il-ġimgħa, ġifieri wasalna 19, 20. So Tuesday
ma konna Tuesday kien ikollok celebration, celebrazzjoni żgħira.
Kont nipostjom daw anke kit imbagħad anke lejn l-aħħar. Esempio 20, 21, especially later when it was over 24 li a baby becomes viable at 24 weeks.
Isek wasanna.
You start celebrating them every week għax għamil ġimgħa oħra. U mbagħad Wednesday kien ikolli l-scan, naraw l-ilma fej wasal. Jisek terġa' tieħu daqqa li jisek we're still in this. It's not something that can be repaired. It can but it's not very common that it does, but your rupture can reseal. You're always hoping for that, ma.
Okay, jiġifieri, all right, jiġifieri kien hemm kellek dak ix-xaqta.
Tikka żgħira. Fil-fatt ġrat li darba. Għamilt 5 days fejn ma kont qed nara leaks xejn. And I thought I had resealed u reġa' kien tela l-ilma, reġa' tela 10 fil-fatt. So that was very hopeful, but then it started again. Plus li kont nidħol nerġa' l-isptar, kelli bleeding episodes ukoll in between li ma konniex nafu dawk x'inhuma, dawk ovvjament it-tqala kull darba.
Għata kbira.
So għalhekk kull darba mmur id-dar għal ftit, darba domt 4 sigħat biss id-dar, eżempju. Wara 6 weeks l-isptar, rġajt ħalt, jisek qatt ma tkun taf x'ħajjiġri, you're always living on the edge. Every single day living on the edge. So mbagħad Wednesday kena l-iskan, Thursday tkun għadek naqra down, Friday nibda niġi naqra fuq saqajja. Meta kont id-dar kont immur l-isptar xorta 3 times a week, kont immur Monday, Wednesday and Friday għal blood tests, konna nsimgħu l-qalb tal-baby, jagħmlu l-parameters basically, pressjoni u hekk. Għax huma kienu ħin kollu qed jaraw li ma jaqbadniex infection. Għax jekk jaqbadni infection, that's very dangerous for myself and the baby. U jkollna bżonn noħorġuha. Għax imbagħad hemm dik ukoll, this can be very dangerous for you as well. It's not about just losing the baby.
Okay. Ma kontx nafa.
So dik ħaġa oħra, għalhekk kont nagħmel blood test 3 times a week biex jiċċekkjaw l-infection markers, jekk jitla naqra ġifieri ġej infection and
għax l-infection tista' tidħol fid-dem tiegħek.
Eżatt. Plus the baby is not protected għax hemm toqba fl-amniotic sac. And then there's the lungs. Inti baby meta tkun qed tikber ma tieħux nifs ġewwa, tieħu nifs barra. Imma l-ilma importanti biex inti you start stretching the lungs. They like practice breathing basically. Ovvijament da xejn ma kont nafe. Meta talt l-isptar imma tallimt ħafna u l-muni ħafna. Il-midwives u t-tobba meta kont hemm ħafna research ovvjament.
Ovvjament anke meta kont id-dar naħseb kien hemm ħafna affarijiet li ma stajtx tagħmel.
Le, I was on
bed rest.
On bed rest, eżatt. Like modified bed rest, ġifieri kienu jgħidu li ċaqlaq ftit, imma toħroġ mixja ġifieri jew xi ħaġa any stress can induce labor, so jiena vera nħobb noqgħod id-dar. Laqa xejn. Ġifieri u dik kienet bdiet anke minn qabel, ġifieri għax jiena qabel il-piprom diġà kelli ftit bleeding qabel, ġifieri that was a few months before, ġifieri anke fis-sajf ma tantx stajt nom, ma stajtx no exercise.
Kont
noqgħod attenta ħafna. Jisu kelli xahar li jisni konsew ftil pregnancy. And I was really enjoying it, and it was exactly before piprom happened. Ġifieri so dak ix-xahar ta' qabel.
Inti ma tistax tajt, really enjoyed my pregnancy. Unfortunately not. Fil-fatt dejjem kont ngħid jiena vera ma ngħidx għan-nies, vera m'iniex persuna li ngħid. Imma ngħira ftit għal min kellu pregnancy sabiħa, and they could enjoy it, and they were excited about having the baby. Dik kont ngħidha ġieli. Mela ma tkun eżatt qabel il-pipron kont sifir darbtej li nixtieq ngħid li m'għandix taqsam ma' għalfejn infaqa l-ilma. Le, u nispera li
kienu saqsewni xi nies, imma
le, u nispera li inti qatt ma għaddilek sib minn moħħok.
Le. I mean kont saqsejt fil-bidu ovvjament. Imma le. Most of the time it just happens, unfortunately.
No, man. Is-saqsi għax jaddulek daw ksibijiet.
Mela.
Anke jien meta kelli miscarriage l-ewwel domanda li s-saqsi jien x'għamilt.
Eżatt, le.
Imma ġeneralment daw l-affarijiet.
Imma dik normali li s-saqsi ovvjament anke wara miscarriage. Imma le, nixtieq nagħmilha ċara li biex ħadd ma jibża jsifer jew hekk ikun pregnant. Ovvjament iċċekkjaw mat-tabib għax dejjem pregnancies li ma tkunx tista'.
Eżatt. Jiena ċerta li inti qatt ma kont ħadd tieħu dak ir-risk.
Le, definitely not. I would never do anything.
Issa. Meta twildet, kont wet tistennew, it-tobba qalulkom dal-waqt, kif?
Mela le, ma konniex qed nistennew alla volja we were always kind of ready, għax aħna ovvjament qatt ma konna nafu eżatt meta ħnwellet u meta ħatasal. Week by week dejjem konna ngħidu għamilna ġim oħra, mela naraw nġebdux ġim oħra, ġim oħra. Kifetlek wara 24 weeks, a baby becomes viable. Ġifiri, minn 24 weeks ikunu jistaw jgħinuwa, tkun l-MPICU, tibda tiħu naqra nifsa 24 alla volja, mux ħafna, għax 24 is also very, very, very
small,
early.
young, very early, mela.
Ġifiri, jena dajem kont najt f'moħħi the goal is 28. Kont najt jek nassu sa 28. Nibda nieħu nifs hemmhekk. Immeħet iħu tikka nifs ta' 24. Fil-fatt meta kelli 23 weeks erġajt ħalt bi bleeding, and that was I think the scariest week of it all. Fil-fatt konna ntqajna ma' konsulent mill-MPICU, and they prepare you for the worst. Sure, they were again quite sure that I'm going to go into labor in this 23rd week. Għax inti kull darba li nidħol bil-bleeding, we need to prepare for
labor,
for the worst.
Okay.
That's why this whole thing is more of a mental struggle rather than just the physical. The physical is very annoying, don't get me wrong. It's constant and it's a constant reminder, but the mental is a lot.
Li tibqa' inti.
So fil-fatt aħna ta' 23 weeks biċċajna we ended up grieving her.
Oh.
We did. Għax they were preparing us for it. Niftakar konna jiena, Kit u l-mami fil-kamra l-isptar, just mina nejdu imma ħanżommuha, ħanarawa, xumma qaluna xorta tkun tista' naf li inti taf. Tista' żomma, you will spend time with her. Kit ma rridx jara, kien jgħid le ma naħseb minix kapaċi li nara, jekk tkun mejta, jiena qed nixtieq, il-mami bdiet tgħidli jiena niġi, nixtieq nara, nixtieq nżomma, ħanamlu funeral, mhux ħanamlu funeral. Qedtilhom ma rridx nagħmel funeral. Mbagħad jiġu jismaw l-heartbeat u tkun għadha qed ħabbat u tgħid imma aħna sew qed nagħmlu qed niddiskutu dawn l-affarijiet imma the thing is that that's what usually happens f'ħafna mill-każijiet, ġifieri anke t-tobba stess ma kinux qed jemmnu li jisna ngħaddu minn dil-ħaġa
u terġa'
jgħaddi l-lejl u nibqgħu okay, tibqa' ġewwa il-qalb tibqa' tħabbat. U niftakar wara li għamilna dil-ġurnata kienet l-ar ġurnata in the whole pregnancy. Fil-għodu qomtu għet ma ġara xej ovvjament dak il-lejl. U għet ma jisax ikun, ma nistgħux nibqgħu nagħmlu hekk lil nfusna, like if she's not gonna give up, we're not gonna give up. And I had like a switch, a turnaround l-għada. Għaxet ma jisax ikun ħanibqgħu ħin kollu nistabtu l-isfel u especially physically għalija mhux tajjeb li nagħmel ġurnata nibki iktar kemm jisni rrid inkun b'saħħti bħalissa. It's not doing us any good, taf kif? U jisni hemmhekk tallimt li it's not over till it's over. Għax kien hemm ħafna momenti li ħassejna it's going to be the end. Fil-bidu, kull darba li ġejt admitted, kull darba li kun kolli bleeding, kull darba li l-ilma jinżel ħafna. Mbagħad il-pregnancy tibqa' għaddejja, ġifieri that was a big eye-opener ħafna, the 23rd week. Wasalna week 24, naf li you asked me about the birth, imma kien fadal nara. Wasalna week 24, okay, she's viable now. Jekk titwieled xort hemm ħafna unknowns, jista' jkun hemm ħafna problemi long term. U daw il-lungs li kienu jgħidu li anka jekk inwasslu sal-aħħar, the lungs can work or they cannot work.
Iva, niftakar fil-fatt anke ta' 35 weeks ta' injection.
Eżatt.
Għall-lungs.
Eżatt. Għax fil-fatt konna jgħidu ma ettejn di li qed immexxu week by week jew kienu jgħidu li qed jgħinu għal prematurity problems, those things start to go away and they get better, those odds get better, and the survival rate is better. But the lungs, if your lungs don't work, obviously you can't live. U dik xi ħaġa li stajna naraw meta tkun barra, ġifieri minn ġewwa ma tistax tara because the baby doesn't breathe inside. Ġifieri dik kienet dejjem ħatkun xi ħaġa li ħansiru nafu after the birth. That was always the biggest question mark.
Ġifieri intkom. Sorry. Imma intkom wassaltu sa fej wassaltu u xorta
Seta' jkun għal xejn.
ma kontux tafu.
Yes.
U qed ngħidlek għax jiena kuġinti tilfet pregnancy għax il-lungs tal-baby tagħha waqfu jikbru. Fil-fatt weldet il-baby 8 sigħat u miet.
Eżatt.
Għax baqa jikber imma l-lungs ma baqgħux jikbru, ġifieri naf ġifieri.
Fil-fatt kienu jgħiduli anke meta konna nażlu għax konna nippjanaw jekkux okay li nagħmlu ċesarja eżempju għax baby kienet breech and it's the best way would have been li nagħmlu ċesarja għax it will give the baby the best chance after all this u għax kienet breech insomma.
Mhux hekk.
U kienu jgħiduli ma just to let you know, ftakar li jista' jkun li ħatamel major operation għal xejn. Kull darba rridu jfakru li di, ftakar, għax jista' jkun li l-baby tmut. Anka jekk inwasslu ħafna iktar weeks, ġifieri dejjem kienu jfakruni, kienu jgħiduli make sure li you know.
The toll on you.
Eżatt, li jista' jkun li ħatamel major operation għal xejn, but
imminti bħala Yazmin. Dak il-ħif minn kont qed taħseb.
U dejjem fija, dejjem fija. Jiena it was always my dream to have a baby girl, speċjalment. Mhux għax kieku kien boy ma kontx nħobbu, obviously, imma jiena kienet dejjem my dream li kolli girl, jiġifieri meta sirna nafu many months back that it was a girl. That was one of the best days of 2026 amongst a lot of crazy horrible days. There were the one-offs that were very special, ovvjament, li qatt ma ħaninsa. So dejjem kont nemmen fiha u meta kont inħossa kienet tiċċaqlaq ħafna. She was always a very active baby even inside. Jiġifieri kont ngħid jekk mhux qed taqta' qalba jiena ma nistax naqta' qalbi.
Oh no. Again. You can't just look the other way, but it's flame grilled with fresh vegetables, juicier than with a fluffier bun. Flame grilled tastes better.
So complete il-pregnancy. Wasalna 33 weeks, kważi, so konna 32 and 5 or 6. Ma bdejtx nħossni sew. Kont nħossni very nauseous, I wasn't feeling myself. U l-isfar dejjem kienu jgħiduli meta tħoss xi ħaġa, tħoss xi uġieħ jew you're just feeling off, ejja għax għandek bżonn tieħu dawn l-steroids li semmejt inti, id-Dexa. And the timing of those are very important għax inti tittieħu 2 doses, 12 hours apart, u mbagħad titħalli xi ħin biex jaħdmu, and you need to give birth in that week, ideally, or 2 weeks. So jista' jkun tispiċċa toħdom għal xejn.
Bħali.
Jew or they can save your baby's life, basically. Sure. But you can also take them too late, or there's not enough time. Għax inti, if you go into labor,
but għal xejn.
Then m'hemmx biżejjed ċans, mhux se tieħu dozi.
Allura inti kif tħoss xi ħaġa, bum, titmur mill-ewwel
l-isptar. U għall-ewwel peress li it was nausea wekket, I mean, that happens in pregnancy. Ġifieri forsi ma ħajġri xejn u just let me sleep it off, għana forsi għax rridx b'xahri mxarrab,
kollox
tibda tivvinta. U raqgħet ftit, insomma, mbagħad xi satejta filgħodu bdejt inħoss naqra ġieħ qisu minn wara jisom cramps minn wara l quddiem. U għedt okay, now we need to go għajm til-kit, insomma morna x'dejjem f'nofs tal-lejl jiġru dawn l-affarijiet, ovvjament. Kieku qatt morna l-isptar during the day in a decent hour. It was always 2 a.m., 4 a.m. Imma insomma. Laqas ma ssibx traffic. U morna, ovvjament zammewni, u qed issa naf li li ħajżamuni till the end, għax sissa il-pjan kien li kont ħanidħol beginning of January, u mbagħad konna we had the planned C-section jisu 20 fi 20s ta' January, insomma. Dak in December. U qed imissa I'll be there for the long run anyway. Whatever happens, happens. I got admitted again. U baqa ġejlu ġieħ, imma ma kienux they weren't constant. Ma jgħidu like if their contractions are going to be constant.
Yes.
And then like you need to time them. So.
Yes.
But they weren't. They were kind of coming randomly. So bdejna ngħidu they might not be contractions, these might just be Braxton Hicks, insomma, u nara. Jamlu li l-monitor, u fuq il-monitor ma jimmarka xej laqqas, ġifieri they weren't really marking up as contractions. Bejn jgħidlhom ma qed inħossom ta' mhux qed nivvinta jien ma tantxina għaġba, something is happening, insomma. Għamilt lejlem, Monday night, u Monday morning f'sija kelli 5 darbiet. But they were becoming, every 10-15 minutes. Ġifieri bdew jinbidlu. Għallu li, okay, mela ħanaraw nistgħux nieħduk il-labor ward and let's go.
Kont lesta.
Le. Naħseb qatt ma tkun lesta. Issa jiena, I'm telling you, I did all these weeks, isni dejjem lesta jew nipprepara ruħi li jista' jkun I can go into labor like this, imma le ma tkunx lesta. Ma tkunx, mbagħad qisni peress li tant kemm bdew għaddejjin il-ġimgħat. I believed li we're going to make it till the end. U anka t-tobba fil-verità qalu li mela jista' jkun li you're going to make it to 38 weeks and vera konna fraħna meta qalulna hekk, like they're finally believing in this, U insomma Keith kien għadu ma wasalx għax dak nasa visiting hours kienu xi 9 or 10. U daw kienu xi 7 ta' filgħodu u 7:30. Ċempilt għatlu ejja issa għax naħseb she's coming and I don't know how long this is gonna take. It might be quick, ma nafx, insomma ħammorru they're gonna move me. U morna insomma the contractions started getting closer together and worse. Keith was there insomma and everything. And I was in labor, basically. But bdew jiċċekkjawni kollu, bdew jituni xi magnesium that helps the brain of the baby, because obviously she's still quite premature. 33 weeks. It was a Tuesday, so we were 33 weeks on the dot. U għamilt xi satej naħseb hemm. Għalu li ideally tieħu 4 sigħat tal-magnesium, imma anyway jekk tieħu 1 hour, 2 hours, it will still help. U wara satej għalu li le, we need to go. The contractions were now a minute and a half, ma tantx kienu tituna ċans. U morna C-section.
Okay.
Issa right before this jiena bdejt nitrijat imma ħafna fil-fatt saqsejthom għattilhom ma nafx kif ħajftħuni intom, kif ħatiftħuni jekk qed nagħmel zigzag ħatiftħuni naħseb għax tant kemm bdejt nitrijat. Bejn ma normali u hekk qalu li dak jista' jkun li this is the build up and the shock of it all that's coming out now.
F'ġismek.
Eżatt.
Post trauma.
Because this is the moment, fimtli, we're going to find out
Jekk
if she's going to make it or not, if her lungs are going to work.
Għaxi tarġa mhux qed nistennew biex titwilet, qed nistennew biex titwilet biex naraw jekk ħatejx.
Eżatt. Diki, that's the whole.
Jiena laqas kont nafa di, sa jew forsi missjajta f'xi-story tiegħek jista' jkun.
No, għadni my birth story I haven't.
Okay, għax jiena di ma kontx nafa li inti meta kont qed tistenna biex twellet ma kontux tafu jekk ħatejx minħabba l-lungs.
Le, that I did mention before. But di għax di kienet dejjem the big question mark, dejjem. That was always floating over our head throughout. Ġifieri anke meta nkun qed nifirħu li wasalna whatever week.
Imma jista' jkun.
Eżatt, fil-fatt di kont nispjega l ħafna nies anke ħbib tiegħi anke familja followers whatever għax ovvjament kienu kulħadd kien jifraħ magħna every week we're getting better.
Però
kun jgħidu eżempju issa wasalna 30 weeks mela right issa. Le. We're in a better position imma qatt ma ħankunu nafu jekk hux all right jew le. Jew ġieli xi ħadd kien jgħidlek, oh, glad you're better now, or glad it's better, ngħidhom, it's not. It is a bit better, the situation and the odds are a bit better. Imma this is not something that's gonna go away. Unfortunately. So this was the moment, fimt li konna ħansiru nafu x'ħaj jiġri, jekk hux x'ħaj kun hemm problemi, jekk hux se tgħix, any long-term problems, any other organs, għax you never know, dik ilha tgħix mhux b'ħafna ilma anke fil-fatt fl-scans u hekk ma tantx ikunu jistgħu jaraw mingħajr ilma inti ultrasound works with the fluid. Jiġifieri ma tantx ikunu jistgħu
infatti
jiċċekkjaw affarijiet.
Jiena xtaqt insaqsik intkom intu kit kontu tafu bil-kondizzjoni tat-tifla?
Le, ma konniex. That was a shock that came after. So ġej għalija. So we went in for the C-section. U għajt insomma nitrijet ħafna. Umbat bdejna insomma, it's a very fast process basically. U ma ndunajċ kem tħoss actually waqt C-section. Jina kont naħseb li you don't really feel anything, but you feel everything fil-verita. It's not painful, imma tkun taf x'un jiġri. So Keith kien ħdejja ovvjament. U meta ħarġet it-tifla qedlu ħarġet ejja noqdu kwieti ħanaraw jekk se tibki. U ma bkietx. So ħaduha u ma kienu qaluli qabel għal jekk tibki u tidher li she's okay, nurruwielek ftit 2 seconds u noħduha ovvjament trid tmur straight to NPICU it-tifla. U ma bkietx, ħaduha, qedlu ma bkietx. Which can also happen, insomma, ġifieri I knew it could happen even if she might be okay, ma it was the first. Ħaduha u dak il-ħin ma konna nafu b'xejn. U wara ftit ġew għall-Keith u saqsew biex joħroġ. U spiċċajt waħdi u qed għalfejn ħaduh. And that must have been the scariest moment of my life. Għax inti jedem, you're on the table, you have, this thing in front of you, għax inti ovvjament ma tkun qed tara xejn. Kun hemm midwife ħdejk, fil-fatt bit tissaqsini shall I go check, narek, ix okay, u għatila le għax jekk ħad tiġi ħatejli li t-tifla mejta u għadni għaw. We need to do things pass, għax I don't think we can do this. I don't think I can get that news while I'm still here mid-operation. Għallu volja kienet diffiċli ħafna xaqt ngħidilha mur qara u ejja illi. Imma bdejt nipprova nuża naqgħa moħħi that moment kind of.
Qed ngħid jien dal-ħin kemm tibqa' fukata.
U bdejt ngħid I was hoping li at some point someone's gonna burst through the door, jekk hux Keith jew xi ħadd u ħajdu li she's okay, qed tieħu nifs qed tibki, she's okay. Qed ħadd met jgħidli xejn.
U iktar ma jgħaddi l-ħin.
Mhux hekk. Obviously they were stitching me up, insomma at this point Keith għadu mhux hemm, ġifieri ma nafx għalfejn ħaduh, bdejt ngħid dak il-ħin. U mbagħad daħal lura Keith u rieni ritratt tagħha ta' wiċċa, kienet jibki li yes, she's so beautiful, she's here, she's okay, she's so beautiful, beda jgħidli. Għatlu she's okay, is everything okay, beda jgħidli she's breathing, which she wasn't really because she was still intubated at the time anyway. U reġet telaq insomma. Għax ma setax jibqem waqt li nlestu il-C-section. Okay, sneħat naqa' nifs dak il-ħin, but then again, I mean, you're still mid-operation. But anyway, that was all crazy. U l-estejna, insomma, ħaduni like in the next room, basically. Daħlu xabanis fil-kamra. U l-Keith bdejt naraħi, so mhux qed jifraħ, jisu mhux qed jitħaqli, mhux qed taħares lejja, jisu sejjer naqrekru. U qed hawn xi ħaġa oħra, jisom fadlilhom xejdu li żgur. Mbagħad bitkellimni l-konsulenta, waħda minn tal-MPICU. They explained about her breathing, li she did cry after a while, but then she stopped breathing. They had to help her, they intubated her, and they said the next 24 hours are going to be crucial. So we'll see in the next 24 hours, special breathing, kif ħajkun. Umbat għallu li have you ever heard of amniotic band syndrome? I had never heard of it. Obviously, the only word I focused on in that moment was syndrome. So ma himar many places. U bdew jispjegaw li insomma x'inhi u basically inti għandek l-amniotic sac, insomma it can rupture obviously as we know. And then there can be these bands that form isek meta tqatta top eżempju jisu ħajt eżatt u jibda joħroġ il-ħajt. And that can wrap around limbs and it can cause amputations. So dak il-ħinet la tifla m'għandix idejn u m'għandix saqajn. Għax inti tibda taħseb mill-art, tibda obviously huma jkun qed jispjegawlek biċċa ma
moħħok jibda
kważi aħjar jibdew minn wara naħseb.
Jgħidulek, vera.
Bdew jgħiduli insomma isemmu li idea ngħid okay mela ċek jisinġa moħħi. Okay, mela għandha idejn. La għandha idejn l-oħra, okay. U she lost a foot għaluli. I'm not sure if they told me foot or leg at the time. Inti ovvjament again taħseb the worst li minn fuq it's the whole thing. Bejt nimmaġna li ħatkun f'wheelchair, bejt nimmaġna insomma kollox. And some of her fingers were affected. Dawk ma tantx tajt kasom dak il-ħin. Then again meta spjegaw li kollox and they were ready from the explanation okay, this is something we can live with, but if her lungs work and her organs are working, this is just going to be something physical. We'll get her a prosthetic leg and she can live. Ġifieri she's gonna live dit tifla. U fl-istess nif state m'għandix si, you know, it's like you're still trying to understand it, but you're trying qed tifraħ we expected a lot worse fil-verità li ma jħadmux il-lungs and she doesn't make it. And I prayed so much when I was on that operating table li she's going to make it għax I don't want to do this again. Et nispera li ħatejx għax ma niflaħx nagħmilha di kollha, but then again nixtieq tfal, so so it was very conflicting at the time. Isni tifraħ ma tifraħx. Ma tantx konna nafu ma konx naf eżatt what I'm going to feel.
Naħseb huwa impossibbli li tħoss f'dak il-mument.
Naħseb hu.
Naħseb impossibbli.
Ma niftakar ngħid this is something we can live with. Imma bdejt nara wiċċkiet ukoll u jisni ma stajtx nitkellem miegħu. Ma konx naf hux qed iħoss. Għandek
pożittività, moħħok awtomatikament jaħseb fil-pożittiv esaġerat, Alla jbirkek.
Thank you.
Għax
Dele kontettax. We were prepared for a lot of things. Ħafna affarijiet li huma.
Naħseb intkom tant għamiltu xhur tistennew li ħajajdulkom twildet imma mhux qed tuħu nifs li inti għalik il-priorità kienet
dik.
Qed tuħu nifs.
Eżatt. Definitely.
The rest we worry about later.
Eżatt. Alla volja mbagħad kienet shock li għax it was something we weren't prepared of. So I was prepared for so much imma di laqqas qatt ma ħsibnija ġifieri. Mbagħad telaq kulħadd insomma u tawna nqaħin waħedna. U jisna qas konna nafu x'ħanejdu l-xulxin fil-verità dak il-mument. U niftakar Kita għal xi ħaġa ma tiġix waħda tajba qalli or something like that. Dak il-ħin. So, and that umbat made me really sad għaxet mux ħajaċċetta, mux ħajħobba. ħanħobba jena biss, bejna. Issa jena d-ni marajtiex, u Keith kien ra. Għax ovvjament meta ħarġuħ mill-operating theater, għalulu dak il-ħin, ġifiri, ħal-aħbar waħdu. So that must have been really tough as well, ġifiri. Ħarġuħ u għalulu have a seat, insomma, everything that you would imagine. They were explaining to him, kellu thought process kif kelli jena, meta kienu qed jgħiduli li sek tibda taqta biċċa. Saqsewh tixtieq tara u dak il-ħin qallhom le, u mbagħad jisu in a split of a second qal le x'qed ngħid ħanara it-tifla.
Mhux hekk.
Edaw, you know. U kif jispjegaw li ra ħares lej wiċċa, he fell completely in love. In a second, ġifieri. Rasa għaja għal u kol dak il-ħin għal okay, this is fine. U mbagħad naħseb meta kienu jispjegaw li qisu reġa', you know, it's a bit of this
delayed.
You know, it's like you go back and forth. So he also in that moment said, okay, this is fine, we can live with it. But then obviously you do hemm ix-xokk ta' m'għandix sieq. So anyway, mbagħad bejn nitkellmu aħna insomma, and so we took that day to process it. Mbagħad mill-għada we processed it, and from the next day we were already speaking very positively about it. Not that we didn't on the first day, but you know, we were
Kellek imma dak il-mument fejn daħallek dubju fuq il-futur tagħha u jitlu l-ħsibijiet, kellek dak il-mument jew you process it.
Le, kenna fil-fatt dik il-ġurnata l-iktar meta konna l-iktar li tkellimna fuq il-futur fuq tal-affarijiet, but then again ma tantx konna nafu fuq dan is-suġġett ukoll. It's something very new, it's a new world. Ma naf il-ħadd li għandu amputation close to me, ġifieri I've never had an experience, ġifieri ma tantx jisni kont naf exactly what the future would look like, but then again I knew that it happens. I know that people live normal lives with a prosthetic leg. Thank God her reputation is below the knee, ġifieri her knee is functional, dik naf li tejn fil-fatt ankuma mill-ewwel qalulna l-unna her knee is functional and vera tati, bżax. I know, probably la nafi. U fil-fatt anka dik il-ġurnata stess, imma għala volja we were processing, we were still saying positive things, like niftakar Mr. Keith huwa coach ta' water polo, and he coaches Paralympics as well. U għakatlu, mill-ewwel għakatlu Keith, itlu mela għal-Paralympics sejra tifla ma missirek. So we were speaking like this as well, ta' ġifieri. But so jiena ma sajtx nara tifla for 24 hours.
Allammi.
Għax jiena pers li kont għamilt C-section, you can't. We kienet l-MPICU, is-solt ovvjament iġibu ilek take, imma she was in MPICU. Still intubated, ġifieri aħna għadna ma nafux the breathing. Imma Keith seta jmur jara, so he was going from eżatt kienet imur ward. U kull darba li jiġi lura nara hekk jitbissem, so happy in these 24 hours that day, insomma. U jisu bedajtina ħafna korraċ, ovvjament, qed ngħid mela he's feeling this way. Eżatt, jurin il-videos. U kemm meħellu ħajn kollu hekk sejjer, ma jixxila soft toy, u xtrala abi soft toy. U aħna, insomma, jiena boy kont ngħidlu, insomma, jisu the first pregnancy konna ngħidulu Buzz. So he found a bee soft toy and he bought it for her, għamilula fuq l-incubator, insomma. He was going back and forth dejjem jurini, u bdejjem li ħafna korraġġ, għax tant kemm wiċċu he seemed so happy and so in love with this baby. Mbagħad filgħodu stajt imur, ħaduni bil-wheelchair. And I remember like that feeling being wheeled in to meet your daughter, it's not the normal way of...
Surreal.
It's very weird because it's not the normal way of meeting your daughter, right? Supposed you give birth, they give them to you. Kulħadd jgħidlek Luġiħu kollox.
Jinsa kollox.
Jinsa kollox dak il-ħin meta jtuwilek. I hadn't experienced that yet, għax kont għadni laqqas rajta li fuq ritratti, ma kontx zammejta, missejta xej, laqqas majta tibki, nothing. Ġifiri, she was just someone I was seeing on a screen. U ħaduni insomma l-MPICU, għalunna li neħew l-intubation, diġa, and they were all very, very, very shocked. Her lungs they were perfect. And they thought that she'd be intubated for much longer. They couldn't believe it.
Kif ħassejtek dak?
Ma nafxu. Miraklu kbir. I mean, dit tifla, she is such a miracle. And when you put all that into perspective, u tinduna li she can just live with a prosthetic leg, no problem. I mean, mux ovvja li tifraħ xorta. Għax I'm sure li probably jekk ikollok pregnancy normali and you get that shock, I'm sure it's much harder to process milli how our journey was. Fil-fatt, some people don't understand this, I think. Naħseb it takes a while. You have to listen to us explaining it to grasp that, I think. Għax naħseb anka l-familja ħbieb u they were very worried the day after. Ma kienux jafu aħna kif qed inħossuna. They were very worried for us, obviously. How we're handling it and how we're, after all this, jisu xorta hemm problema. Ma kun ngħidilhom aħna we were ready for much worse.
For losing her.
Eżatt. U fil-fatt when I researched about amniotic band syndrome, it was a very quick Google search that I regret a bit now. I realize how much worse it could have been. She could have lost more limbs, it could have got into her face, I mean. So meta ndunajt, that was a moment where I crashed actually. It was maybe 3 days after the birth, u kont jinbaqajt l-isptar ġimgħa wara. Għax baqgħu l-antibiotics, insomma, x'jista' jkun kienet jgħidu li jista' jkun li I went into labor, maybe I was going to get an infection, and to save myself and the baby, my body went into labor.
Wow.
Because the body does a lot of things, but it does a lot of, for me, scary things, but also a lot of magnificent things.
Il-ġisem huwa intelligentissimu.
Eżatt. Tħawat, fej kont?
Tawk l-antibiotics.
Eżatt. So kont da l-isptar, kont da close, insomma, it was the 3rd day, so meta fitxejt fuq daw, meta realizzajt how badly she was in danger, li jisni qatt ma kont indunajt qabel, fimt it-tobba meta bdew jgħidu li the odds are against her, u kont nifhem li ma, so it was during that moment li fimt għalfejn ma kienu xitituni hope. Even though we weren't really scared of these amniotic bands, she was in so much danger, the tifla, ġifiri. Inti ma tkunx taf, ovvjament, għax jisek ma tkunx taf kollox, and you stay very hopeful, and we are very positive people. And you have to be, għax inkella mux ħatwassal all those weeks, naħseb, especially in this tormenting mind game every day. So meta ndunajt bija dik, that's when I crashed a bit.
U probably ġi kollox
salt. Kont waħdi l-isptar, feeling very physically broken, ovvjament.
U normali, ta'
mux hekk, hormones crashing, so can you imagine?
Hormones, operazzjoni bħal dik, xokk.
Eżatt.
Tista' tuħu nifs u tajt wasalt saw, anzi, ma nafx kif ma miex ġimgħa tibki.
Eżatt, le, ħafna nisejtu li jekk ikun. Speċjalment familja l-mami u hekk ngħidu li intom you process something that people take ages to process sometimes, or maybe never accept.
Mhux hekk.
Imma aħna tant kemm konna qed nifirru dil-miraklu.
Pjana l-Paralympics.
Le, mill-ewwel. Of course, and I know she will do great things with this, and this is going to be part of her. I know it's not going to face her because il-karattru jider ġofija. Jiena kont inħossa minn meta kienet ġofija, kont ngħid it-tifla vera qed tiġġieled u fil-verità ara kemm kienet qed tiġġieled. Għax jien nimmaġinat tiġġieled ma' dawn il-bands u hekk u tipprova. You know? Għax
It's a mindset.
she didn't give up. That's how the story usually goes, you know, mhux għax they give up, but because they're not able to survive.
Min minna għalik?
Oh, minna kollox issaw. I mean, diġa kienet. Meta kont pregnant. Qabel ma kont pregnant with the first pregnancy, kont ngħid tajt lesta. I always felt very maternal u dejjem xtaqt inkun ma' mam u kont ngħid ma tajt lesta, I have such a fun life, we have such a good life together, you know, Keith. Things will change because obviously your life does change. Kulħadd jgħidlek, insomma. U you know, selfishly tibda tgħid am I ready to give all that up?
Normali.
Mbagħad meta ndunajt waqt il-pregnancy li I gave up my life like this for her, someone I never even met.
To possibly survive.
Eżatt. That's when I realized li I'll do everything for her. That was all the confirmation I needed. Mbagħad meta żammejta, il-mument li żammejta mill-ewwel ollit naqra rasa felt like she's a very strong baby, physically. Ollit rasa hekk, xi ħaġa li as newborns ma jagħmlu, I mean ta' full term. Ħarset lejha hekk, and she knew exactly who I was as well. Kolla wires kienet obviously at the time, għax she was still in MPICU, għamlet 2 weeks in MPICU. And then you start feeling so proud of her mill-ewwel, because she was doing so well at MPICU. Ija għamlet jisu il-minimum li għandek bżon tagħmel, għamlet 2 weeks, għax inti tista' toħroġ mill-MPICU, inti kollok 35 weeks, kollok tkun isek 2 kilos, u tkun qed tixrob kollox minn ħallek, orally. U hekk bdiet tagħmel kuljum. Ineħħula dan, ineħħula l-oxygen, ineħħula dajsa every day or every few days.
Day.
Eżatt, every few days ineħħula xi ħaġa, tibda tara wiċċa iktar ċar. Alla volja meta tkun hemm you look past all the wires and the beeping and everything. So we were literally living on such a high. Fil-fatt dejjem ngħid min jaf, jekk xi ħadd kien jarana kien jgħid obviously l-MPICU it's not it's a scary place. Taf kif? Obviously kulħadd qed jiġilet tal-ħajtu hemmhekk u kulħadd għandu tfal. Imma aħna tant peress li għaddejna minn all this and she was alive and we were celebrating that so much li aħna konna nkunu hemm nitlu nitbismu, laughing, I mean joking around between us obviously. Respectfully to everyone obviously, ma hekk konna jkun ngħid min jaf jekk xi ħadd jara ngħid wara daw xiċċaċċraw datni. But it was that kind of story, taf kif li she had to be celebrated.
Li kieku tista' tpoġġi ħdejn Yazmin f'dak il-lejl li nfaqa l-ilma. X'tgħidilha? Ngħidilha li
it's not over until it's over. Di l-iktar ħaġa li tallimt and it's going to be something that I take with me through the rest of my life. Ħafna drabi naħsbu li it's the end of the world, it's the end of this journey, it's the end of this. U ma tkunx, għax hemm ħafna affarijiet li jistgħu jsiru, we don't know everything. Titgħallem ħafna affarijiet li ma tkunx taf. U ngħidilha li her positivity is going to take her very far. Għax naħseb li dik għamlet it was a big part of it, il-mindset naħseb kien importanti ħafna. U li ħan iġildula fl-imkien. And it's going to make a very special bond, għax naħseb issa anka meta nħares lejha issa. Ngħid aħna ġilidna fl-imkien. Kit ukoll, ġifieri għax he was a big part of it, għax ovvjament jiena d-dar ma stajt nagħmel xejn kellu jieħu over totally. So we were a very great team. And I'm very proud of us
You
for
are.
that. We are.
U jekk minna għandat minn snin u tara dan l-interview, x'tixtieq tgħidilha?
Xi ngħidilha li I'm very proud of her. I have been since laqas day one ta' minus meta kienet għadha ġewwa kont inħoss li every day she's fighting to meet us, to chase all her dreams, that she's unstoppable. She will do things her own way, obviously. She has us always supporting her, and we love her a lot.
Mint ħelwa. Bikkejtni.
Fkejna naqad id-darba.
Grazzi.
Thank you.
Kejtni.
Oh, thanks for giving me the space to say part 2 of this story. It's been a long journey. It's been a journey that took 2 years fil-verità. So meta beda kollox, meta bdejna nippruvaw għatfall, ġifieri I'm sure li hawn ħafna nies li they're on their own journey. Jkellmuni ħafna nies. Everyone on their own journey, u min qed jagħmel IVF, u min kellu 3 miscarriages, u minn hekk. U dejjem ngħidilhom li you need to keep your eye on the prize.
Nice, brava.
And when you keep that in mind, it can...
Miracles happen.
Miracles really happen. Eżatt, minna is living proof of that, so...
Minna the miracle.
Yes.
Ajma. Thank you. Yes, nibqa' nifollowjak, nibqa' nifollowja lil minna.
Eżatt, x'issa ħanibdew dik l-istorja.
Veru ħelwa.
Maybe in a few years I'll be back with her saying her story.
ċerta. Good luck.
Thank you.
Lilek, lil-Keith.
Thank you.
Oh, only good things will happen to you.
Thank you.
Because you choose to see the good in everything.
Yes, we do. And thank God we do.
It kept you going.
It kept us going, eżatt.
Għandi naqra rigalja lik. Għandi nappy changer. Mela, għawek għandi naqra candle, grazzi lil-Valletta Glass. Għandi naqra perfume, grazzi lil-Taġbix Perfumery, għawek għandi trattament, grazzi l-Majoka Spas, ħalli l-Kit.
Mela, konna morna last year.
Ħalli l-Kit, għajdu inta l-minna,
Mela.
jina l-Majoka. Hi, Majaz, grazzi tal-li ġejt.
Thank you.
And keep doing what you're doing, Albi.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Grazzi ħafna. Għabel ma nagħlaq nixtieq nirringrazzja lill-sponsors personali tiegħi, lil Morgan għall-ħwejjeġ, Gabby Vella għall-makeup, Clint ta' The Wedge Studio għall-xari, Luxona Sasset u l-ġojellerija grazzi lil-Valletta Glass. Għadkom kif segwejtu Kellymni, il-podcast ta' Gwida li jumiġjub lilkom minn Renault Malta, Burger King, Welby's Supermarket, l-Awtorità għall-Ambjent u r-Risorsi, Valletta Glass, Positive Parenting Malta.